And Michael Brown's mother, Lesley McSpadden, said hearing the grand jury's decision not to indict Officer Darren Wilson felt like getting shot. She said this could be anybody's child. We thought we'd talk to some mothers of African-American boys about guiding their sons away from police brutality. Our guests are Danae Aicher. She is the Director of Communications for Mocha Moms, an organization for Black mom bloggers. She's also a political activist and mother of a son and a daughter, and she's joining us on the phone from Atlanta, Georgia. And right here in our New York studios, we have Natasha Christopher, who lost her 14-year-old son when he was killed in the crossfire of a gang shooting. To honor his legacy, she works with the organization's Moms Demanding Action for Gun Sense. I want to welcome both of you to Arise America. Thank you so much for being here. And Natasha, my condolences to you for the loss of your son.
Thank you.
I can't imagine the unspeakable tragedy and hurt that causes. I'll start with you since you're right here in front of me. As you've seen this situation with Michael Brown Jr. Unfold, what emotions does it evoke in terms of what mothers' responsibilities are in raising particularly their young Black boys to avoid confrontation like this?
For me, I have a 13-year-old son and an 8-year-old, especially for my 13-year-old son. You know, I fear for his life every single day. But I have that conversation with him. I am always telling my son, Rashawn, please don't give the cops a reason to stop you.
And at what age did you start telling your son that?
I started telling Rashawn this at age 7, and he's 13 now. You know, no mother should ever have to lose a child to gun violence.
Danae, you have a young son. I believe he's 5 years old. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Have you begun to socialize him about the realities of being a Black boy in America?
No, not specifically in that way. We certainly have talked to him about the, for instance, Trayvon Martin case and the Michael Brown case, but not so much as it relates to him just yet. No, but my husband and I talk about it a lot and talk about how we'll do it and what we'll do.
You know, mothers worry about so many things as it relates to raising their children, and Natasha says she worries every day about the safety of her sons in this society. Danae, do you have those same kinds of fears as it relates to one day your son being profiled and unjustly harmed because of the color of his skin?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've been saying, and I've actually said to police officers firsthand, look, I have a great concern as a mom, because right now, while he's 5, it is my duty to teach him not to be afraid of police officers, to teach him that police officers are there to help him. But I face the dilemma that in 10 years, or maybe even less, I have to teach him a different reality and a different dynamic with police officers. And that's not fair to me as a mom. It's not fair to mothers of color in general, and it's not fair to our society at large. And it certainly doesn't even help the police themselves do their jobs.
Can you describe, Danae, the emotion that is evoked thinking that you do have to socialize your child in this way? How does that make you feel that, you know, injustice will have to be explained and prepared for your child?
Well, it's frustrating to say the least. And I have to take a moment here to explain that Mocha Moms, Inc. is actually a national organization that supports women who have made different career choices to stay at home and be with and raise their families.
Thank you.
So we actually are a large group of Black and brown women of color who are raising these boys, and we've heard a lot on the national board from mothers who are just concerned, and they're frustrated that we are continuing to have to deal with this issue. And not only do we have to deal with it in terms of how we talk to our children at home, but then we have to explain to them all too early, because my son is 5, why people are angry and rioting in the streets, and why boys who look like them are dying in the streets. You know, that's incredibly frustrating.
It really is. Natasha, let me ask you, where is a parent's responsibility in terms of, let's just use the Michael Brown Jr. case.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of outrage there that this policeman should not have used deadly force under this circumstance. But perhaps Michael Brown, and he did nothing to bring
Right.
death upon him, but he was walking in the middle of the street. He has been accused of shoplifting.
Right.
So talk a little bit about, from a mom's perspective, those decisions that sometimes our kids make
Right.
that can potentially lead to a deadly encounter.
My view on this is something did happen that night, but how much bullets does it take to bring an unarmed teenager down? You know, as a mother, you know, my kids are not perfect. They're far from perfect. And I know exactly what my kids are capable of. So, like I tell Rashawn all the time, please, you know, with your Metro card, if it's not working, please go to the booth and ask them if they could let you in. Don't just jump, you know, the turnstile or just try to do something that the cops will have a reason to stop you. It's our responsibility. And like I said, and like you said, he did nothing wrong. He was far from perfect. We all know our children are not perfect, but it's our responsibility also as parents. You know, we have to teach our kids to obey the law.
It is an important conversation and much more complex and nuanced than we have the time to
I
address
know.
here, but we'll have to leave it right there for now. Natasha
you.
Christopher, Danae Aicher, thank you so much to both of you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Appreciate having you.
Thank you.
No problem.